And joining us today in our Book Talk segment, great to welcome a man who's written a very interesting novel, but it's based on something I think just about everybody is at least aware of, maybe even been tried to be a victim of. It's called 419, a novel. We're joined today by Will Ferguson via telephone. And Will, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Had a chance to read through the book and enjoyed it, and I'm glad you kind of wrote a novel based on this, because I think everybody who checks their email every day has seen probably about a dozen of these emails come in a week, or even more frequently.
Yeah, you know the classic. I'm the son of a Nigerian exiled diplomat, and I need to move $30 million into your account, and I will repay you 10, 15, 20%. Yes, I think we've all got them. They're called 419 is the name of that specific type of scam.
Yeah, Nigerian scam, other names for it. I didn't know it was called 419, so I learned something from reading your book. That's actually the penal code in Nigeria for that particular scam. Is that right? That's
right. It's the section of the Nigerian criminal code that deals with 419. The Nigerians really perfected the 419 scam. It started kind of in the 1990s, although today you find a lot of 419 comes out of Ukraine and Amsterdam in the U.S., still, it was the Nigerians who really kind of updated and brought it into the modern era, this con. One of the reasons of all the countries it was Nigeria is Nigeria was kind of the worst combination if you're a young, ambitious man. It had a good education system. The British bequeathed this really good university system. Nigerian universities are very highly regarded. But it was a corrupt country and the economy was collapsing right when the internet was coming of age. So you have all these young, educated men coming out of university into a very corrupt, cynical society without a lot of opportunities. And so they really were the first people to realize the potential of the internet, that you could reach around the world and steal from somebody on the other side of the globe.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed. You kind of even give us some background. This was actually not a brand new type of scam, but just an updated one. I guess they've been doing this since, what you talk about, the late 19th century, or even before that, right? I mean, a version of this.
Oh, it goes back really far. I was quite surprised. Is the 419 scam, it's a modern variation of something called the Spanish prisoner. And this con goes back 500 years.
Wow.
The Elizabethan era. And I thought, well, how on earth can an email scam go back 500 years? Well, it happened after the Spanish Armada, when Spain, sent its fleet of ships to teach Queen Elizabeth a lesson. Of course, the Virgin Queen defeated Spain, but even though England won, a lot of English noblemen in the battles were swept off to sea, disappeared, drowned, and soon afterwards, letters began to circulate. Not emails, obviously, but letters in quill and ink. And if you read them, they're quite uncanny, because they're the same letter. It's the same pitch. It says, "Dear sir, I am the daughter of an imprisoned English nobleman who has this great fortune. He wishes to reward you. We just need a small amount of money up front to bribe the Spanish prisoners and get them out of this corrupt Spain," which had a very dark image at that time. You'll notice it's often coming out of a corrupt country. They're pleading with you to get them out, money out of a corrupt country. And, of course, if you sent gold coins to bribe the captors, well, then they had to get a carriage out of Spain. Well, then they needed passage through Paris. Then they needed a ship to cross the English Channel. Well, oh no, the captain took all our money. Now we have to get to Belgium. And it just goes on and on. And that's really the heart of the scam. It's advance fee. You're promised something big for money up front. And that's really the core of a 419 con. And like I say, it goes back. The Nigerians just updated a very, very old scam.
Mm. And you kind of weave this into a story. It's a novel, so you weave the actual scam and how it works into a very interesting kind of suspense story as well. Was that kind of, I guess that's kind of interesting for you to kind of, have both a thing that actually happens and then kind of make up a story around it.
Yes, it was, I come out of a nonfiction background. I come out of travel writing, journalism background.
Right.
And when I read these case studies, the police gave me case studies of 419 victims. The story in 419, the novel, is based on an actual case study about a father, retired shop teacher, lost everything, lost his house, committed suicide. His family was devastated. That was the real story. That's the true life case study. But then I thought, well, what if one of the kids decided that they were going to go to Nigeria and track down the people responsible and exact revenge? So that's where the novel came in, is the what if. What if someone tried to get their money back? And people have gone to Nigeria to get their money back. And they usually end up floating face down in Lagos Harbor. Yeah. So it's not a smart thing, because they go over and they're blustering, they're angry, and they demand their money. They don't realize they're dealing with a very, very big criminal organization. So I thought, well, what if instead of confronting them, she cornered them? What if she was clever? What if she decided to scam them? What if she decided to out-con the con artist? And that's where the novel began.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great way you kind of work that, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend going over there either to try and get your money back. It's
yeah, and I don't want to give away the ending.
No.
There's a twist ending, but yes, I hope that nobody comes away from reading the book thinking, well, if I get my money stolen, I'll go to Nigeria, because you really should not do that. It's really not advisable.
Does it amaze you, Will? And it amazes me that people, first of all, fall for it to begin with, but people are still falling for it. I mean, I know they send out millions and a very tiny percentage answer, but that percentage is still there.
Yes, and it's the spam principle. You know, if you send out a million spam, you don't need a million responses. You just need one to make it worthwhile. And so it's spam. If nobody clicked on spam, there would be no spam. But somebody is looking to enhance their manhood. Somebody is looking to order prescription medicine online. Somebody is clicking on these, and that's why they're spam. And as long as somebody's answering these 419 cons, we are always going to be getting those emails, because they just need one or two people to get hooked. That's all they need.
Amazing that with all all the information out there, people still falling for it. I know we have limited time today, Will, but give out a website that people get a hold of this book.
Yes, it should be at all the better bookstores. Not in the bad bookstores, but all the better bookstores should have it. And my website is Will Ferguson, one word, willferguson.com. And if you go there, I promise you there will be no requests for money up front. There will be no 419 offers. I promise you that.
Well, it's really a kind of a fun story to read, and I'm glad you wrote a book about it, because a lot of things I learned just from reading the book, and you put a lot of emails in there that people actually get, so that's actually true, isn't it? Some of those emails you get from these folks.
Yeah, those are cut and pasted from actual case studies.
Yeah. Well, good talking to you, and hopefully you can join us again. Again, the name of the book is called 419, a novel, and we'll talk to you soon.
Great, thank you so much.